I saw over the internet where a certain presidential aspirant in this country was talking about the church, talking about work, talking about miracle money and the rest. I think I will advise this politician, stay in your politics, leave pastor to undo their mess.
Nigeria is not producing anything. The only thing that makes, that's why the only thing that is attractive is politics and church. You need to dismantle it. People need to be productive.
How can we dismantle? You say we need to the only thing that is attractive is the politics and church. How do we dismantle politics and church? Because it's like two of them are horse and carriage; they go together.
Well, it's very simple. If you stop people from stealing public money and use public money for public good, you make politics unattractive. It shouldn't be. What we're doing here is state capture. Is a criminalized entity. So you have stolen the country or the state, so you steal everything that is there. That must stop. The church must teach morals. Church must work. And we're going to turn night vigil into night shift. So people can be productive. We're not saying you shouldn't go to church. I go to church, I believe in God.
Yes.
But we cannot have people Monday to Friday be in church morning and night. No, because they don't run the church like Catholic Church. They don't run it on helmet full of grace. They collect money, and that money has to be a function of productivity. So they need to work on it.
I wanted to ask, the former governor of Anambra State had made a statement. Do you agree with him or not? He said that if he would rather turn night vigils into night shifts so that people can be more productive. I tend to agree with what he said. What do you think?
Well, I think the night vigils are not the problem. The problem is that our society has not created such opportunities that allow people to work night and day. Because if they do, even where people work night and day, people still do night vigils. So I don't think night vigils is the problem. The problem is the opportunities that allow people to work day and night have not been created. Because in countries where people work day and night, people still do night vigils. Prayer is not a problem. It's just that the enabling environment to do those kind of jobs is yet to be created.
There are night jobs here. The security, you work security morning and night. So there are night jobs here.
But I don't.
The nurses and doctors work morning and night. So we do have night jobs. So what Peter Obi is saying is we spend all our time doing night vigil when we can be more productive.
I agree with him. A society that ought to thrive shouldn't spend the whole time in church. I've said it many times. That's why I said you don't need God to succeed. It was a whole teaching, and I was taking time to explain that what God has given you the ability to do, don't wait for him to do it for you. All right? So you've got to do what you've got to do to get your society to function. There are even societies who don't even believe in the existence of God, and they're doing very well physically, economically, and otherwise. So those are the kind of things I was explaining.
I greet you all, my brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus. You heard what Peter Obi said concerning the church, and you also heard what Dr. Damina said. You see, what Peter Obi said, actually, when you listen to what he's trying to point out there, it's not wrong, but there are some certain things you need to keep quiet not to affect your political career as a politician. You see, when Peter Obi was asked that question, if I were him, I would use another thing to make an instance, not the church, not the night vigil. You see, and in that question, he could not even balance it up. Thank God for Dr. Damina that he was asked also what do he feel concerning what Peter Obi said, and he balanced it up. You see, in a society where the government has not made a provision for its citizens, what do you expect? So the night vigil is not the problem. The problem is the government that does not make place for his citizen to work. That makes people to engage, pastors to engage their members in praying. So in this video, you are going to be listening to Prophet Joshua Aila concerning what Peter Obi said and his advice towards Peter Obi. And God bless you.
I think I will advise this politician, stay in your politics, leave pastor to undo their mess. You know, I believe in work so much. Follow me. I believe in work. I preach about dignity of labor. And I also believe that let him that do not work, let him not eat. That's the truth. We are in the days where most pastors sometimes can hold multiple service to the detriment of the economic value of the members. So, just because I'm a pastor does not make everybody a pastor. And that does not mean you should hold service from Monday to Sunday and make everybody who is supposed to go to work not to go to work. I advocate for that. I teach about it. And I advise pastors to make sure that they draw a timetable that is healthy and not raise a lazy type of members. That's true. But I also believe that God is a God of the supernatural. If you are not a pastor, there are certain things you should not advise the pastor about, because there are certain things that had to do with the church that remains with the church. I saw over the internet where a certain presidential aspirant in this country was talking about the church, talking about work, talking about miracle money and the rest. I think I will advise this politician, stay in your politics, leave pastor to undo their mess. You're a politician, just face your politics. This is spiritual matter. Let those who are called spiritual do that, because you will still come to the church to look for vote. So don't spoil your political chances for making the church misconstrue or misunderstand you. I understand that the message you are trying to pass, it is in the place of work. Allow the church to undo their own. And again, I want to quickly add that God does wonders. God can do miracles financially, can do any type of wonder. I don't have grace to pray for miracle money, so I don't pray. Hear me. But that does not mean God does not do wonders in areas. There are certain spiritual things you cannot understand. If you don't understand it, leave it for the people in that field. Because if not, you are going to create problems. And I think it is politically advisable, when you have not entered into a position and you are looking for a re-election, that you leave your constituency that can vote for you and not attack them. It is sensible, so that you don't suffer paralysis of vote in the area of your constituency. That's another secret. The church is very important.
You heard what Prophet Joshua Aila said, an advice to Peter Obi concerning his statement. You see, there are some things you don't need to talk. What you don't understand, don't even say anything about it, so that you will not destroy your reputation. If you look at Peter Obi, most of his vote actually came from the same people he's saying that he's going to turn them to a productive people. So it indicates as if the church are doing nothing, and which is wrong. You see, when he made this statement, so many Christians react towards it, and were angry concerning what he says, because this is the same person that came to them to campaign for them to vote for him. Now he's saying that he's going to turn a night vigil into a night shift, because they are not productive. What kind of insolence is that? So what you don't understand, you don't criticize, so that you will not destroy your reputation. This is what actually happened to former vice president during Obasanjo, which is Atiku Abubakar. that on the open interview, he said that God does not answer the prayer of a poor man. And a man stood up and said, before this day you said, you will never smell the seat of presidency in this country. And that is why today you are seeing that no matter how the election is, either will become second or third. Even people will say he won, but they turned the election. There are some things you should be careful as a politician when you are called for an open interview where everybody is listening to you. There are some things you don't say, so that you will not spoil your reputation. And God bless us. As I see you on my next video, please, I would like to hear your own comment on this issue, and God bless you.